to another Sunday morning Cookup. You man R West in the building. We not holding you no more. That's something I worked on yesterday. I worked on a couple of things yesterday. Y'all be hearing soon. Check out the YouTube page. Search Art West on YouTube. No cap today. No cap today. Today we're doing the season finale of Imperial Radio. Kick.com backslash Imperial Radio. And, you know, I really just want to do my thing and cook up for y'all as per the usual. Uh, I think I'm just going to start with something new. Um, something, I don't know, just something out of pocket. We're going to go ahead and close that. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. I hope you and yours are safe and having fun. Um, I'm really about, just a good life, end of the day. So, I'm going to start out with an empty little something. Just make it, you know, chill. Um, I don't know where I'm going to, like, really go as far as today's stream. I just want to, just find something dope, chop up. I was thinking about going straight samples today, but I don't know if I'm confident enough to do that just yet. Let's see what we got. All right, that's pretty sick. I like that. Let's drag stuff over. Making dope beats. So we're just gonna start out with a simple soul sample. Not even chopping, just gonna go straight out with it. See what we get. So here's a key to everybody that likes to cheat, because we all like to cheat sometimes. Never on people, but we all like to cheat sometimes. The thing is, having a straight sample isn't always the way. You might also want to get as much. as many stems as humanly possible. Um, Stems will allow you to do things in your mix that aren't normally, you know, easy to do. Um, so this we have a solo bass, right? So I can take that solo bass and cut out different parts of it, shift different parts of it to sort of make it what I want it to be, and that makes the entire composition so much easier to work with. You see how everything sort of changes when you go to the regular sample? So if you have stems, use them. Absolutely 100% use them. So I'm going to take the stems for the vocal harmonies, the piano and bass, and create what I just created. You see, now you have individual control of your mix. It makes things so much easier when you get into the actual mixing portions of everything. It's one of those things that most people will overlook. And of course, when you do go to chopping samples, it makes it more difficult to do so, especially if you're just laying stuff out on the grid. But if you're just going straight samples like this, then it makes everything so much easier. You see? And now individual control. Mhm. And you can try to approximate toward what the actual sample sounds like if you want to. Now, what I'm hearing is that I'm missing some parts of the sample. So we're gonna look for that as best we can. Are we looking for a horn of some sort? I feel like I'm hearing a horn. Let's look for stuff in C sharp minor. We're in Splice right now, by the way, in case you did not know. Um, but either way, I kind of like what I've got regardless of anything. So we're just gonna keep going from there. Now something I usually wait until the end to do, and I'm probably just gonna do now, is I like to sort of set up like what my bass is gonna sound like, and by doing that, I get like my feel before I start laying down drums. So I set a new audio. Now let's listen to our bass. That's pretty high up. I'm gonna transpose down. So we're gonna transpose down an octave, which on transpose is -12. And I'm also gonna add my infinity EQ. I know you can't see any of that, but just to let you know. And we're gonna cut out our highs. Now we got that nice little deep bass. I always cut out to about 20 hertz. Most people say 30, but I like that sub bass feel. And I'm going to use probably the cheat code of all cheat codes, R bass. If you don't have waves, uh, sorry for you. But R bass is the way to go. If you're not listening in headphones, you probably can't tell. And that's both together. I'm gonna cut out that same 20. And I cut out to about 85 on the top bass. So now you have a much, much deeper bass. This is before I do any gain staging. Like we're not gonna do any like real mixing right now. basic drum pattern. We're not gonna go too crazy, but we're gonna find something simple and then put our drums over it. something's out of pocket, you basically just shift it to where it's supposed to be. You find the corresponding number. So I'm going to show you here. When something falls out of pocket after you quantize it, you zoom in, you find where the stuff that it's supposed to be, where it says 22,496, that's the position. You find those notes that are out of pocket after you quantize it and put them where it's supposed to be on that number. So now everything sort of lines up to 96. 96. 96. On drums, 96. 96. And depending on what pockets you're going for, those might be different numbers, but it's all the same idea, basically. That's at 96, right? This is also at 96. $98, close. That don't sound right. Now, if you wanted a more humanizing feel, I definitely get where you might set things a little differently. But me, I like things in a pocket. And I want that pocket to continue. It just feels better. That's at 96. It's not the right 96. You zoom in closer, you get closer to the exact number, 96. Being a producer is agonizing over drums. Always remember. See, now I feel like I should go about layering the kicks, just because I think there's really something to it. Because you have like a really nice kind of boomy kick, so I might need something a little bit more on the mid range. So we copy those over. We get rid of our snare. Get rid of our snare again. Get rid of our kick. 3 separate layers. Now, see how that's really heavy? So on our EQ, we're gonna make room for our bass. Now, the key is to try to find a kick that sort of matches that boom, and that's where it can get kind of dicey. I kind of like that. Let's see if it works. Now that hurts a little bit. I'm gonna kill. Now you see how that's killing all the way to 179 hertz on this one. Now you've got that knock in the bottom. I'm gonna turn these down a bit. Now, again, I know you can't see this really, but I have this plugin called Track Spacer. If you've never heard of Track Spacer and you're a producer or an engineer, trust me, Track Spacer is the way. So I'm gonna set Track Spacer on side chain for my kick. problem. Delete that. Drag that. It's kind of important that you try to do all of your edits before you start layering. And, well, there you have it, you know? Um, I think this is one of those things where simplicity, like, really matters a lot more than anything else. You want to make a beat that's, like, really, really chill and really easy when you're trying to get them out the gate. Um, there's room for more intricate things, but I would say like this is a really good go. Um, being that you guys um, can't really see the plugins. I don't know. Well, I'm still learning this streaming thing. I don't know how well it would or how easy it would be to show you all the plugins that I'm using. Um, I can sort of, we figured this out on the go just like everybody else. Uh, so here we are. This is Track Spacer. So the thing about Track Spacer, like for real, and you can see that, yeah, cool. The thing about Track Spacer is you don't really use it to add anything, it's more subtractive. So let's show you what it's doing exactly in relation to the bass, because this is on the bass track. So this right here, where it's at right now, are the frequencies that it's sort of making room for. And this is the drum. Like I applied it to the side chain of my drum. So instead of the drum just being over it, it's ducking those frequencies out. It very cleanly, I might add. So let's do a mix. Now, when I talk about mixing, um, what I'm talking about really is, I don't know which better way to explain this. When I'm talking about mixing, I mean the things that you do after you put your drums and everything in, you've got your production ready. Um, what I do with mixing is that during all of this, I'm already setting levels. I already have certain things where I want them to be. Um, I'm either setting them in the plugins or I'm setting them in, on the tracks themselves. And that makes everything really, really easy. And I've already put certain things on certain things, that way it's an easier go. So the first thing that I do is I set all of my drum stuff in the same place, and I set all of my instruments in one place. That way I can work on them separately. So let's start with our piano. Um, Mixing is an art. Everyone does it differently. Everyone has a different ear. There's no wrong way to go about it. There is no wrong way to do it. There's no wrong way to mix. There's only good mixing and bad mixing. And there are certain things that you need to do to make good mixing. The first thing is what I just explained, is sort of setting your levels to where you want them to be at, where you want it to sit in the overall track, because that's going to decide where you go from there. So I'm going to share my entire screen again so you can see all the plugins. So we're going to start with our piano. We already know it's sitting right. We already know it's sitting where it wants to be. Now, that's that, right? Now, again, the bass is already sitting in a certain place. Now, what you may notice is that I don't have track spacer on the top level bass. That's because I only want the kick to affect the bottom level bass, because that's where that kick needs to be as far as the frequency is concerned. But for these intents and purposes, I've got three instruments that sort of sit in the same frequency place. I'm going to create a track stack, summing stack. That way I can start to manipulate those instruments all at the same time. And that's where we start getting into the nuances of this engineering thing. As you can see, I have a buttload of plugins for each thing, right? I have a buttload of plugins, just a ridiculous amount of plugins. Most of these are not needed, but the ones that are rather important. So for this, you ever heard somebody say we're gonna run it through the Neve? Well, this is our version, the universal audio version of a Neve preamp. Now, this comes more important when it comes to drums, but for right now, I'm gonna go to this preset, keys preset. Now, I want you guys to listen very closely because this is one of the things that sets apart a good mix from a bad mix. You put this on, right? Sounds amazing. What most people don't do is what we call gain staging. Gain staging is where you use the power of a plugin, but you don't make it any louder. Why? Because when you go to start doing things on what's called your mix bus, it gets even more affected, and all of a sudden you have things going crazy and sounding way louder than it should be because you didn't gain stage. So right now, with it off, and I have this on my sum, and we're gonna take this, we're gonna loop this part. Right now my sum is peaking at 4.3. Negative 4.3 decibels. With it on, it's peaking at 1.5. So my goal is to get it back down to 4.3. See, now you have the added power of that preamp without making it way too loud. Gain staging, very, Very important. Now, is there anything else that I want to do with that? I might want to put on my another cheat code that I have is this guy called Murder Melodies. Shout out to Murder Beats. Does a lot of great, has made a lot of wonderful music over the years. He created this as part of, I want to say Slate Digital Suite. I use this on basically everything. See? And that, I think, is just a nice little bit of processing to help widen it out, make it feel a little bit better. Now, here's where things start to get dicey, as they say. Um, we're going to start working on our drums. Now, drums, I think, are an incredibly vital part. So let's put it in perspective. The thing about mixing drums is that you want to leave room for drums. You don't want to leave too much room, otherwise, you get drums that are too powerful and overpowering your samples. This is why I and a lot of other people start mixes quietly and then ramp it up as time goes on. create a stack for these. I'm going to go create track stack, summing stack. You're getting all the sauce on this episode, baby. You're getting all the sauce. Now, I'm going to go back to that same Neve preamp. Now, the important thing to remember is that this sum controls the entire volume. But you kind of want to make sure that you're doing everything on whatever thing you're on, so whatever plugin you're using. like that Neve preamp and EQ, but I also am a big fan of the API Vision channel strip. Now, something that you're not seeing me do a lot is use compression. I typically don't like compression until I get to the end of everything. This has a small compressor on it, but it doesn't do a lot. I'm mostly EQing basically everything right now. untrained ear, you may not know exactly what it is I'm doing. Untrained ear will say, "What in the world? You didn't do anything." But that's the thing about doing this on a level. It will all matter very soon. So just trust the boy. Now, for me, this is the final step. I've done everything I care to do on my instruments. Again, on the regular kicks and the hi hats and stuff, you don't see much of anything. Um, on that bus over here, you don't see much of anything on the regular bus because everything I'm doing is basically outboard. Now, I'm going to take this sum, I'm going to mix it with my drums, and I'm going to create another track stack. And what I'm going to do here is one of the things that I literally just learned. Shout out, my gosh, shout out Rook of the Justice League, man. Unlocked a whole thing that I've had forever and just did not occur to me. You're getting all the sauce. Don't ever say I never gave you the sauce. One knob louder. Now, the thing about Logic that's different in a lot of other places is that red, you don't want that red. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring everything down. Right? We're gonna bring everything down. Because what I'm about to do is my final step. Now, I've simplified this because I've been doing it for so long that I just have this ready. So I just added my mix suite. My mix suite includes this solid state Logic stereo image, the UAD Hitsville master EQ, my Slate Digital virtual tape machine, my UAD Oxide virtual tape machine, my beautiful, beautiful invisible limiter G3, and my BX Master Desk, all of which are, even you see here, Art Turbo. Like, I created these presets because they sound good, just basically everything. But I'm gonna take you one by one to see what each one adds. So first off, my stereo imager. Just makes things wider. This baby is crazy. Now, I usually start on this brighter, wider mix, but I usually go to a different preset. Now we at the bottom. Now I either go. I very rarely go with both of these. I very rarely go with both tape machines. So let's see what virtual sounds like. I think Oxide gives you more mid and virtual gives you more bottom. I think I'm looking for more bottom on this one, so I'm gonna go with the virtual tape machines. Now, my baby, which I haven't been using for a long time, this guy, the invisible limiter. I haven't used it in like a year. Um, this guy is different for the real engineers out there. And my BX Master Desk. Um, Again, I've been using this for quite a while. Um, it's your great limiter. Um, I usually set it to -2 just to give it more headroom in case someone else wants to come in and do a little something to it. But that's about it. That's what it sounds like without it. And that, my friends, is a dope mix. that is how you put together a dope mix. I hope that I've given you all, sort of the gist of it. Um, I've done a lot of different mixes in my time, and that one is like what I would consider sort of a standard mix. Um, I've hit this on many different occasions where people just want a good beat, and making a beat right then is great, but then you don't get the feel of it all the way. And I think this is where one of those occasions where you really get the feel of what I'm trying to do. So, that being said, we're going to bring our Sunday morning cook up to an end. I'm going to play this beat a little bit longer, maybe get a feel for it. This will be on YouTube. If not this week, then probably next week. That way you can buy it. If you know any rapper friends, send them over to Art West. And we will be back next Sunday for another Sunday morning cook up. Thank you for joining me. Join me kick.com/Imperial Radio at 6 o'clock tonight. Let's say 6 or 7. Check my IG Art West Music for the official time. We're going over the history of hip hop from 2014 to today, and you know what kind of music came out then. It's gonna be a party tonight, y'all. And it's the season finale, so it's definitely gonna be a party. So come check me out there, and I will leave you playing a little bit more of this fire, fire madness, boy. You already know.